Right then. Shall we begin?
One day I shall come back. Yes. I shall come back. Until then, there must be no regrets, no tears, no anxieties. Just go forward in all your beliefs, and prove to me that I am not mistaken in mine.
And please don't cast that black man.
Hello, and welcome back to the Shobocast. This is episode 31.
Shit, we made
I am
it.
Cameron. I am joined by Dan, and Harry.
Hello.
Hello.
How has everyone's
Hello.
weeks been? Well, 2 weeks since we
It's
last
been
recorded.
alright. It's been an alright day.
Skipping, boy. Yes.
Just revising, wishing I was dead. You know, the usual.
Same old.
With a bit of
Doctor and Clara in the TARDIS.
Oh, that's a line from the TV show. Star Trek.
Oh.
Today we are joined by Dan on his phone because he's a scrub and didn't update his computer before recording.
I believe this is... I believe Dan's what's doing what is known as a poll.
Yes.
I am doing a poll. Absolutely right.
You sat on your bed,
Yeah.
recording from your phone, and you sound
I'm
like
watching
shit.
it. It's on. Does it sound really bad?
It's
It
not
sounds
as
like
bad.
Paul.
Paul has sounded
Sounds as
worse.
bad as my audio.
I can change to like my mobile data. It might be a bit less
I
laggy.
think the
It's
the
not
issue
the
is
lag.
microphone,
It's
not the-
fine. It'll be fine.
It's fine for me.
Cringe. That's really cringe.
So, yes. We are here today. We are doing things with Doctor
Yeah.
Who.
What are we doing this week, Cameron?
Things with Doctor Who, I just said.
Be more
No, what are we-
specific.
Day of the Daleks.
Day of the Daleks, or James Cameron's Terminator from 1984.
Hmm.
You stole a joke from me.
But before we do that, no wait, yeah, sorry. I forgot are we doing the same method as normal, or are we going back to how it was before?
Oh, I prefer this new order,
The new format.
the new format.
Okay then. So, who'd seen Day of the Daleks before then?
Whoa, we're going straight into it.
Yeah, we haven't sort of like, what have you done this week?
I asked
nothing.
that and no one answered.
I was about to answer.
Fair
Well,
enough. What have you
answer
done
then.
this week then?
What about that Yoda behind you? What's he done?
That's my mate's picture, and he put it in my new room to keep me company. Oh yeah, we've basically got my new room finished, which is good.
It's very nice.
There's a bed, no mattress, top notch, and also I've been sculpting a William Hartnell bust.
Yeah, you showed that to us earlier. Why?
Basically, just for my mate used to do a sort of run of Doctor Who busts back in the wilderness years.
Do a handle.
We sort of bring it back. Well, initially it was going to be a handle because it was so shit that then I actually got it to look like Hartnell. So.
It's the fastest action figure in the world.
Goodness me, listen, it's the TARDIS.
It's you.
He's making a bust.
Your handle then sounded also a bit like Winnie the Pooh.
Christopher Robin. It's good to know that the bust is in safe hands. Reference.
Unpleasant. Cameron, what have you done?
I've not done much. I got some Lego that I built that I filmed a video for building it that will go onto the Lego channel eventually.
Yeah, I
Well,
will
come on,
edit
you-
that
you
when my
told- you-
computer can turn on.
You told us a fun story about QR code on Iron Brew can.
Oh yeah, and Iron Brew have now got QR codes on the cans. It took you to a dead website before, it now takes you to their Instagram page. Because they realised
See-
it was a dead website.
See, aren't you glad we didn't miss out on that brilliant content?
Yeah, Iron Brew, work out on your PR strategies before you actually implement them.
But why?
But I do love you, Iron Brew. Please get into touch. We will shill your shit for free Iron Brew. Also, bring out that
right.
energy drink again. I loved that.
You know,
don't
Scotland is
remember
the only country in the world, I believe, where Coke isn't the most popular soft drink. It's brew.
Yeah, normally it's Coke then Pepsi. In Scotland, it's Iron Brew, Coke, Pepsi.
Pepsi is better than Coke.
Get him. I can't tell the difference.
Well, you're a fool.
I prefer
I can't
whichever
tell
one
the
I'm drinking at the time.
I can't tell the difference between like Coke and like the cheapest own brand version of it.
Yeah.
Oh man, content.
Yes.
No, that must be good actually, because you'd probably save a shitload of money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what living next to a Lidl does for you.
You want to see something cool?
Ah, do you now have to shoot Nerf darts onto a Lidl's roof instead of a hospital?
I say next. It's about a 5-minute walk away.
You're not trying hard enough then. Get shooting.
Where could I shoot Nerf dart bullets onto? It would just be the street.
Do you know the Dapple figures?
The what?
Dapple figures.
The Dapple figures.
Yeah.
Not
What does
personally,
that
but
mean?
go on.
There's a prototype.
Ooh.
My mate sculpted the side, and that's the prototype of the Dapple.
It's
What
got
is
its
the
Zoidberg hands.
You what?
It's got the Zoidberg hands. Yeah. Is that a 10th planet, Cyberman?
What?
Doesn't look
What?
like it.
That's not 10th
Is
planet.
that a wheel in
You
space?
fool.
That's a moon base.
Moon base.
Ah, moon base.
You foolish children.
I'm older than you dick. I
Yes,
think.
but I know more about Doctor Who, so I can pummel you into the ground.
I know more about
Commendation.
other things. It's fine. It
You
all
know
works
more
out
about-
in the end.
From me, it has to be said.
Now to do the Dan thing and check we're still recording. Yay.
Right.
I
Shall
see
we-
why you now have 2 monitors.
Shall we
Now
be
you know
on?
how stressful my job is.
I
Shall
wouldn't
we?
call it a job.
I
Shall-
would.
Or stressful.
Shall we?
Is that a little,
Alright,
is that an elbow
Dan's
t-shirt
recording
there,
the
Dan?
next one, then.
Shut.
What?
Is that an elbow t-shirt?
It is, and it's just not fitting me anymore.
Oh,
It's just getting too small.
do you like?
It's because I'm ridiculously ripped, so obviously
You're,
not
you're
many
a big strong,
t-shirts
you're a big
fit me
strong
still.
man, aren't you?
So that's just the price I pay, I'm afraid.
Are you an elbow fan? Do you like?
Excuse me, Harry. What was that voice?
Are you an elbow fan? Do you like
Is that-
the song Magnificent? She says,
That sounds like you're doing a Scottish accent.
I am.
None of them are Scottish.
Do you like? No, but I wasn't doing it because I think they're Scottish. I'm just doing a Scottish accent.
just wanted to do a Scottish accent.
Can we talk about Day of the Daleks now?
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, no, do you like the song Magnificent?
Yeah, it's very good.
Sorry?
That's a brilliant
I would
song.
say it's a magnificent is magnificent.
It is. And also,
How dare you?
Don't know what he's on
You know
about. I don't
Empire.
like elbow.
Empires is pretty good as well. Yeah.
Empires is fucking mad. Right.
I don't think much of the latest album.
I can understand that.
Is operating.
So what
Right, so
did
yeah.
we watch this week, Cameron?
We watched.
It
What did we
was,
watch?
it was Day of the Daleks.
Yeah.
So
Now what's that?
it's an episode of Doctor Who from the 3rd Doctor's era. It was the beginning of season 8. 9.
Now what's that?
8.
Yeah, series 9.
9.
What?
Yes, because 7 was his first one, 8 was the master. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is Doctor Who?
Yes, because this is the Shobocast, a podcast allegedly about Doctor Who.
There's no evidence of that.
Now we've reset to the beginning of the episode.
I know. That entire bit was useless.
Are we
Entire
doing
9-minute
beat-
bit.
Are we doing this? Are we going to run through the story beat by beat, or are we going to?
Well,
Well,
I
first-
never do that anyway.
Like
I
always.
I don't like that method. Of
What was everyone's thoughts going into this? Who had seen it before? Who hadn't? Because
I had seen it before.
yes,
Well, just because Harry's seen everything before,
Yeah.
you can't stop Harry from having seen things.
It's true.
Harry's seen things that don't exist.
I've seen all the missing episodes just in my brain.
Yeah.
You imagined them so hard they came into existence.
Yeah. That's how they found Enemy of the World and Web of Fear.
You imagined Doctor Who
Being
so
in
hard
Doctor Who.
that it actually went back in time and created it.
That's it. That was my creation.
So my impression, I can't remember where I heard this, but I'm sure I remember someone saying that Pertwee doesn't have any good Dalek episodes.
That's bullshit. But I've heard it as well.
I've heard it. It's bullshit. Because
this is
Pertwee
really
doesn't
good.
have bad episodes, in my opinion.
Only Death to the Daleks is bad.
It's not that bad.
Because I really, really enjoyed this.
Yeah. I think what that might be a thing from is because Pertwee didn't like the Daleks.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
They
didn't
were-
get the hype behind him, but he sort of changed his attitude a bit after the publicity for this episode, where it's like the Daleks are back and everyone went crazy, and it's like, well, I don't like them, but they do make it popular, sort of thing.
It was yeah, I've forgotten what I was going to say.
It was an episode of Doctor Who.
Yes,
It was some episodes. Remember, this is back where it was serials, so it is 4 episodes.
I don't understand what that means.
I'm gonna do a plot synopsis quickly.
Oh shit! That's way too professional for us.
Yeah, but I've realised we don't do the plot synopsis enough, and so we just talk about something which we expect people to know.
Well, we also expect people to listen, which I don't think they do.
No.
Yeah. To be fair, we got 3 likes on our last video, I think.
Ooh. How many
Well,
of
that was
those
me
were
3
us?
times.
Right. So, first episode, the Doctor and Joe doing some shit with the TARDIS. Then their ghosts appear, which sort of foreshadows.
I retract that comment. This is not professional at all.
It foreshadows the basic plot of the story, where basically there's some humans traveling back from the future to prevent an explosion which causes the war, which put them.
The war? Which war? World War One, World War Two, the Boer War.
The Dalek War in the 22nd century.
Keep up.
Yes, thank you. Now, so they've come back, they've stolen Dalek technology for time travel, and then they're trying to avert this explosion which they think caused the war. Caused by this peace negotiator, Mr. Styles, and then they don't manage to do it, and Joe goes forward in time because
So by plot synopsis, you mean you're just recounting the whole plot, not?
yeah, basically.
Not. Okay, well, I'm going to interrupt here because I think this is a bad idea, and I think we should move on.
Yeah, but then what's you know what we're talking about?
We're talking about Doctor Who.
Yeah, but well, you tell the rest of the synopsis.
I'm not going to do the synopsis. I'm going to say
Basically, stuff
I'm gonna
happens,
synopsis my
cat
thoughts.
happens, Daleks go boom and Ogrons grr. And the special edition is way better than the
way better.
original. I
now
reckon.
special edition. I should say this.
Who
You
watched-
told me to get the DVD,
Yeah.
and I realised today. Oh, it's weird. It's not arrived yet. And I checked Amazon. It turned out I just put it in the basket and never bought it.
Yeah.
But that wasn't an issue because I'm pretty sure the special edition is on BritBox.
Oh,
Ooh, is it?
wait, let me check.
Well, because the one I was watching, there were a lot of. The only way I can describe them as Ratatouille style mine tunnels.
No, that's in the original as well. The mine tunnels.
Yeah, they're in the original.
Well, I know, but in a much. In a way that looked like it was made in the early 2000s.
Does the Dalek voices sound like?
No, they sound like Nicholas Briggs.
Oh well, then you.
Oh,
saw-
right, that is the special edition then.
It also had some
And there's already several
CGI
cutaways
Daleks in.
like CG cities. Yeah,
So basically, I nearly wasted your money then.
you nearly made me spend £6 and didn't need to.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
Also, special
Hang
edition.
on.
Cam, did you watch?
I watched the BritBox one.
yeah.
Okay, so we've all seen the special edition. Then.
So what
we
was
have.
the special edition?
Well, it does make the story a lot more enjoyable and believable because there are more than 3 Daleks.
Yeah.
It's an army.
Yeah, but then
Oh,
it
is
cuts
that what it
to,
adds
like, a
as
wide
well?
shot.
Yeah, the final battle at the house, they only
Huh.
had 3 Daleks in the original. So
Yeah.
it does look like there's only 3 Daleks and a load of Ogrons attacking the house. In the special edition, they just CG a bunch of Daleks in.
I hadn't noticed that wasn't normally there.
So,
I don't think they did.
the bit where the Daleks go along the front of the house into it just before the explosion,
Yeah.
they're
recent.
they're not real Daleks. They weren't there. Only 2 of them were. The rest of them are just added in afterwards.
Right.
In a
Yeah, I
month.
watched on the DVD. I watched a little thing about when they were making it, and they literally got someone dressed as an Ogron and someone in like a Dalek replica from that time, and then just got them on like the lawn in front of that building because the building's barely changed, and they just did loads of like extra shots. They had a guy dressed as a unit soldier as well.
Yeah.
And they just like did loads of different stuff that they added in, which is cool.
I met the guy.
So,
I met the unit soldier who was in it as in the special edition because he worked at the Who shop, and when I visited.
Ooh.
hang on. Right, so I'm looking at this shot here. It's from about 20 minutes into the last part, and there's 5 Daleks here. So there was only 2.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't-
there was a gold one
3.
and 2. The gold
Supreme
one.
and 2 drones, yeah.
There's 5 drones. I can't tell that that's CG.
Yeah, well, they did such a good job with the thing because they also got like the original cameras, like that.
Yeah, they had to kind of
Ah.
crapify the footage as well, and like,
Huh.
yeah.
But in
Quite cool.
the bit where they're on the lawn, it's a bit more evident because you've got the 3 Daleks from the main story just there with some Ogrons. But then just off to the side of it, in the background, there's another 1 or 2 Daleks with an Ogron next to them.
Yeah.
And it looks a bit... You can tell a bit more because they're just off to the side. They're not in a battle formation or anything. It's just there.
I do love the new sort of like Dalek gun effects and stuff and all of it. I think they're all done perfect. The time travel effect. It's probably one of the best special effects recreations done on the classic Who story.
I'm not a fan of the like establishing shots of the weird CGI city.
No, they did seem a bit...
That kind
Those
of
are a
took
bit
me
out
out of it a bit.
It
Yeah.
got
bit
better as
too,
it went on though, because initially it was just like block black with like a green background, whereas later on in the story it actually sort of goes to more subtle.
But then the bits of the city we see when they're running about don't look like that. It just
No,
looks like a
They look like a quarry.
brownfield site.
But apart from that, it's all
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, the disintegration effects in there are
Yeah.
brutal.
Explosions and stuff. They're very good. And like just the ray gun effects. They all just look very good.
One thing I noticed when watching this, so this is from the 1970s.
72.
72. So we'd normally take it as Doctor Who is set in the year it is.
Yeah.
So that means the guerrillas, rebel fighters' uniforms in the 22nd century haven't changed since roughly the 1970s.
Well, what's happened there is this episode was made in the 1970s.
They didn't
and they
even...
didn't have the budget to get more costumes.
But to
They
be fair,
didn't. Unfortunately, at the time, they couldn't travel into the future to try
Yes,
and get
but
some
even in-
inspiration for the costume design.
Even in modern Doctor Who, like say, Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone or whatever it is, the 11th
Yeah.
Doctor one, the clerics are wearing a modern army uniform. It
Even
doesn't
though
look...
they're from like the 5,000.
Yeah, they don't...
5,000.
They don't change it slightly. It is just literally a British Army uniform from the year it was made.
to be fair though, army uniforms haven't really changed. Barely. Since like well to the non-knowing army onlooker.
The current uniform, they've had a few colour changes and like
There we
bits for
go.
comfort,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's mainly like the 70s, this one. But like,
It's-
we've
it's
moved
all
past
about,
the horrible cotton of World War One.
I need to issue a retraction here. I've just received word from my flatmate who can hear me through the wall. Specifically about the Iron Brew stuff. Just to stop the conversation entirely. It's not that every other country's most popular drink is Coke, it's that every other country's most popular drink is produced by Coke. Whereas Scotland is the only country where it's made by Bar.
Thank you so much for clearing that up.
Thank you, Dan's flatmate, who can hear us through the wall and just look that up.
Yeah.
And that was our guest for today's episode.
That was our guest. Text from...
So, did we enjoy it?
I did. I especially enjoyed the bits the Brigadier did, because, along with the Third Doctor, because I think they work brilliantly together.
They are very good.
Yeah.
There's a bit in episode 1 where he's just woken up after doing something at the house, and he walks in and it's like, oh, any chance of a coffee, and place is closed, and then they get the word through from Geneva that war is inevitable, but he still looks more annoyed he's not had a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very good in those scenes, and like when he's having to be on the phone to everyone, just getting stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
What?
Yates and Benton together are brilliant. And I think Dan is just going to say again, because he doesn't care.
So what was happening with, you know, when Joe and Doctor appeared from the future?
Yes.
What's
temporal
Wibbly wobbly,
displacement?
timey-wimey.
Because I assumed it was going to be like they appear in the future and like, what was that? I don't understand it. And then like in the fourth part, they're like, oh, we have to go back in time.
Well,
and they'd appear there and like,
you know,
oh,
you
I
say
remember
that.
this. We got to the wrong bit, and then they disappear. But they didn't. They just never turned up.
You know, you say that, Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
That was originally in the script.
That makes a lot of sense.
It was then
Why didn't
later
they do
re-added
that?
to the script by Terrence Dicks in the novelization.
So, why was it taken out of the episode then?
Because they didn't want to film it.
But they already had filmed it.
I think John had too much wine. At that
Too many
point.
wine and cheese. He was
3
shitting
sheets
himself.
to the wind.
Wait, what was taken out of the episode? I wasn't paying attention for that.
John Pertwee was taken out of the episode.
Yeah, this is a Dr. Light episode.
Yeah.
As in, it's just like pixelated on the screen.
Yeah,
And when he speaks, it's just censored.
the writer or the director didn't want to put it in, so they just didn't.
Giggity.
Yeah, but what scene? What was
A
happening?
scene at the end that would mirror the scene at the start with the Doctor and Joe seeing their future selves. They would then go and see their past selves in the
So we would
lab.
see the future
That would make
self.
so much more sense.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I when I saw that, I wrote down, because that's one of my favorite kinds of scenes in stuff. It's a trope I really enjoy, where someone will see themselves from the future and like, but I don't understand this, and the future
Like
self's
in The Hungry Earth.
oh, it's that one.
In
No,
Cold Blood, because they kind of changed that.
no,
a bit, don't they?
more in a
All right, Dan.
I'll probably-
Chibnall.
Have you seen Interstellar?
that's quite a good episode. Actually, that's a good Chibnall episode.
I do like that too far.
No, I would say it's more in the vein of the Big Bang.
Or Interstellar?
Where like
Yeah.
stuff happens and they're like, I don't understand this, and then someone goes back in time, and you go, oh, that's what that was. Yeah, like Interstellar, but not shit.
Yeah, like in Deadpool 2.
Did you
Like in
just...
Deadpool
What?
2.
Wait,
I've not actually seen Interstellar.
did you just call Interstellar shit?
I've not actually seen it.
That is my favourite movie of all time, don't
But or like Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well,
that
I enjoy stuff like that. And I
Yeah,
was
the
like,
Brom
it's going to be
movie.
one of these, and then it didn't.
And it would have made
Yeah.
a much better ending than what we actually get of just John Pertwee delivering his line and then just dun 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 dun.
Yeah, Mr. Bean's holiday.
Yeah.
Are you going to say something, Cameron?
It's a good-
Yeah. But I can't remember what it was.
Oh, that's cool.
It was a good length.
Yeah.
Yep.
Giggity.
'Cause-
Go!
Wait, what the fuck are you doing, Dan? You keep...
What?
What are you
Ah,
even doing?
yeah, that's it.
Just make-
With
You-
Dan saying it's got something that he really likes in it, of something happening with time travel and you not understanding, and then it happened at the end to come full circle. It's got one of the things I hate in this, which is a soldier who doesn't like taking orders and wants to do it themselves, which we get when the 3 rebels come from the future, and it's just like, oh, we should kill them. No, but we should kill them. That I hate that. Dude, you're a
You've
soldier.
gotten soft.
Yeah,
Like
how did you even get to be a soldier? If
a
you,
soldier
like,
who doesn't like taking
yeah.
orders, just fuck off.
Just
Fuck off. Fuck off with that trope as well in media. It's shit. Also, the theme started playing in episode 2 and 3 in the cliffhanger scenes at the start.
It did, yeah.
I really liked that though. I loved how the sound did it. It was like with the echo.
What?
Well, it clearly what's
I
happened
didn't
is
notice that.
instead of like just using the raw footage, they've just gone, oh, we'll use it as it bleeds into the end theme, but we'll just cut it off. I
Yeah.
hope no one notices.
But I like that. It sounded quite cool because it was like now here's where the next part starts.
Yeah.
I can see that, yeah. I mean, I love Pertwee. I loved him in this episode. I enjoyed how he was completely unfazed by the fact that himself from the future turns up. Like, he just turns up and he's like, oh, that's happened again. Okay.
The shit version of the 2 Doctors, but where you only have to
And also, he spends like half this episode just talking about how much he loves wine.
Yeah.
Yes. And
It's very Big Finish Derek Jacobi.
Jacobi?
Jacobi? I've seen it pronounced both ways. But
Yeah, I've never met someone who mispronounces names as much as you, Cameron.
no, I have heard people pronounce it Jacobi in like
Jacobi.
proper interviews.
What is it?
Well,
Everyone-
Cameroon.
I must.
But
So this was the dematerialization circuit. That's the one that also appears in the Doctor Falls, doesn't it?
Yeah.
yeah,
The Master House one. Yeah.
First appears in Terror of the Autons, I think.
Oh, does it?
yes.
Okay.
The Time Lords have removed it from the TARDIS, so they can
Well-
control it remotely, which they do for Peladon.
They use it a lot in Claws of Axos as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then they gift him one after the 3 Doctors for helping save their arses.
Yeah, that's what appears on the top of the time router.
This is one of the confusing things about Pertwee's era, because a lot of the time they make it seem like it's just the fact that he doesn't have a working DMAT circuit. But then also, like, half the time they say they've actually erased his memory of how to work the TARDIS.
You have to play it, yeah.
It's very confusing because they like change their excuse for it. Like, really quickly.
What I thought it was they'd done both. So he didn't have a materialization circuit, but if he had one, he could travel through space. But they'd removed how to travel through time from his brain.
That's probably the correct consensus.
That's very rude, Daniel. Doing a big burp like that.
In his
Wow.
kitchen.
Wow, Daniel. Wow.
That was me who burped.
We also get in this story John Pertwee just straight up grabbing a gun and killing people.
He does.
Yeah, all the Earthcons dead. They're all gone.
He just
Yeah,
opens the
he
door
walks
onto a
into the
guy,
room.
opened the door,
I-
flips a guy doing his intergalactic kung fu, whatever it's called, grabs his gun and starts shooting people.
I love the guy walks into the room and he just goes, "How do you do?" "Mayo!" and just makes him do a flip.
Hike!
"Mayo!"
Hi, Chavich! Yeah. It's a very good costume. I like his costume.
It's a lovely jacket,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Um,
Bright
this is the one
purple.
This is the
overcoat.
one I've got the costume of. Wait, I'll show you my costume, because this is the one that I actually cosplay.
Really?
Honestly, I should be. Yeah, it's a great picture. That I'm going to like a wedding next year, I think,
You're gonna go as John Pert.
and no, I'm gonna go with John Pertwee.
just
no,
grab his
Grab his
ashes.
ashes from the ground.
After watching so much Pertwee, I'm so tempted to get a velvet jacket. Like,
I,
God,
well, I know the best places you can get them. So if you want to,
I am also going to a wedding next year, and if I went in a velvet jacket dressed as John Pertwee, my mother would kill me because it's my brother's wedding. My brother probably wouldn't give a shit and would just go, "That's stupid, you're a twat." But my mum would kill me.
Right, I've sent the picture in the general chat. Shut up.
Okay, look,
Squeeze
this
me.
out.
Another bit I like from like the same bit where he's grabbing the gun and
wow.
killing the Ogrons is when the Brigadier comes up and shoots an Ogron for him instead, and the Doctor nicks his car, and the Brigadier's just like, "Doctor, come back here at once," and it's like, "Come on, lad, at least put some effort in. You act like you want him to bring the car back."
Yeah, but it's because he knows that he's not going to. He's just saying it because he has to, but it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
If the Doctor
I also
wants to-
thought the cliffhangers were a bit shit.
I don't know. I kind of preferred this. I'm never a really big fan of the cliffhangers in Classic Who, where it's like, "Oh no, what will we do with this?" And then like the start of the next episode, "We'll do this." Okay, let's forget about that again. Well, I felt like these cliffhangers were a bit more of a reveal. It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, this is happening."
Like, even though
then they
you
move
see the Daleks before in episode 1, you don't properly see them until their monologue at the end, where they're like,
Yeah.
"That is off."
That said, I can't remember the other cliffhangers.
There's one in the tunnel where the Dalek just appears.
Oh,
And
yeah.
exterminate.
that was actually one of those kind of. It's like, "Oh no, a Dalek! I've run away."
Yeah.
And then there's some others.
Yeah, I don't normally like the cliffhangers though, but I thought these were not as good because it's like, at least you're gonna get like a quasi-action sequence at the opening of the next one instead of just like, it's John Pertwee in a tunnel.
It's John Patrick doing a little run.
Yes.
I liked his little run.
That's the thing. I sort of stopped paying attention during episode 2, so they might have explained it, but did they ever explain why they have to use the time devices in the tunnels and they can't just go from the field?
So that they don't come out in mid-air, because they'll appear where they were in the future, and if they were, the Daleks would see them, because that's in open air.
So they're time machines, not time and space machines.
Yeah, they have to hide in the tunnels, so they appear in the
Which
tunnels.
technically, if we're talking about
But-
relativity, doesn't
so,
make
at
sense
the
because
end-
there's no absolute zero of space. So
But wouldn't the Earth
I
have
hate
moved?
myself.
At the end, when the Doctor and Joe are travelling back in time and they need to get as close to the house as possible to stop the bad thing happening, why don't they go from near the house?
Yeah. 'Cause that's probably where the... I don't know.
Instead, they go to the tunnel and have to drive back. They could have saved time. Again, time.
It's bad plotting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was fine with it.
Yeah, I didn't even notice, to be honest.
I just never noticed when they said why they had to go from the tunnels, so it bugged me that they kept going back to the tunnels.
It was like, "Oh, we've found a spot where we can do it" or something. It was just in the tunnels.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
they did shit in the tunnels.
You never shit in a tunnel
Spot
before?
where we can do it.
Odd move today.
We also get some quite good
Shobocast
mirror
quote
scenes
of the
in
day.
this.
We get some what scenes? What?
So a scene that happened at the start happens like towards the end as well. So we were meant to get the Doctor and Joe in the TARDIS and the future and past selves and stuff. But the controller talking to the Ogrons at the start says, "Oh, you're not dismissed yet." And then towards the end, when he's talking to the Daleks, they say to him, "He's not dismissed yet."
Ah,
Oh.
It's a nice bit of
circular.
circulation.
I am really interested in this, but also I need a pee. So goodbye.
That's fine. I will.
Toilet.
It's because I'm just so funny, I've like made him nearly wet himself.
I will.
You've made him piss.
Start recording
Piss
again.
one, piss all, that's what I say.
Yay. When we all piss together.
And we'll all go piss together.
Oh, I was doing frog chorus.
I was doing Billy Joel.
I was.
I was doing the.
I was doing
doing
your
the-
mum.
I was doing the scan. You jump to the left and you shake that hand. You jump to the right and you shake that hand. You meet new friends. You tie some yarn. That's how you do the scan.
Is Dan having a stroke?
Yes. This is the second drinks receptacle he's grabbed from off screen now as well.
Podcast fuel.
Yeah.
We out here podcasting on this day. Oh, he's back. Stop talking about him.
There we are.
My tea smells of the Greg's bacon roll.
Yes, it's quite amusing.
Jumping to Hasselfits.
Jumping to Healthfast, Joe.
What's wrong with the bridge? Oh, you crossed it. Oh. Where have we got not to?
We're watching the Daleks.
we recording again?
Yeah,
what bit were you up to?
I stopped and started recording it again when Harry went for a piss. So,
Yes.
Orgons. Is it Orgons?
Ogrons.
Ogrons.
Ogrons. It's quite difficult for them to talk through those masks, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
But then they don't need to talk that much, so it's
Which
fine.
I think is why they only had about one line. Yeah. Kind of. Did they ever turn up again?
Yeah.
They turn up
Frontier in space.
a few times as Dalek slaves.
They turn up in Frontier in Space.
Right. 'Cause I feel like I've seen like that, like monster a lot.
They turn up in Big Finish a bit as well because there's the Paul McOgron one as well that Paul was very glad to share with quite a lot early on.
Oh, that's the picture he keeps sending.
Yes.
Right.
Which one?
It's Paul McGann as an Ogron from a Big Finish cover.
They,
I'm so sorry for the sniffles.
You should be. It's making me feel quite ill.
Allergy season,
Yeah, boy.
shall we?
You've just got to get to near overdosing on those hay fever relief tablets and it works marginally better.
I absolutely love the moment where John Pertwee takes out a guy with one hand while holding a glass of whiskey.
And he never spills a drop.
He doesn't spill a drop.
He's like,
He's just, "Hey, get over, man.
And even when he puts it on the table and then flips another person next to the table, not a drop is spilled. That is a man who cares about a drink.
He's so fucking suave.
you never spill a vintage. You
Yeah.
never spill.
Shame, that was a good vintage.
Yeah, and even when he knocks a guy out later using the wine, it's just like, oh. It's not
Oh, do
upset.
drink that.
He's not upset because he's had to hurt someone. He's upset because of the wine.
It's actually made me want wine and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you mentioned this before, Cameron. This is essentially the same plot as Terminator, isn't it?
Mm.
Except 12 years before?
Yes.
It's it's one of the first sort of paradox things in Doctor Who where they were the people who caused what they're trying to avert, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
In Doctor Who, there's probably been,
I mean, that's been around since as long as time travel fiction has been around.
so the 40s.
I mean, it's probably. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm. He has on a space bike, doesn't he? At the end, if part 3.
Yeah, on a trike. The tiny trike.
The tiny little trike which wheels need inflating.
Yeah. It just looks so daft next to the...
And there was such an
Double.
odd chase as well because it seemed like he was going like top speed on it, but then
Hey.
all of the Ogrons were like keeping up, just like with.
If you think that was an odd chase, just wait till we watch Planet of the Spiders.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. The entire episodes of
That's
that
literally-
is just like John Pertwee being chased and then he gets chased in something
The
else.
whole,
does he do his funny little
it's
run?
like, yes, He does that more in Green Death, though. His funny little run. But in Planets, it's literally like the whole of episode 2 or something. Where it's just a chick.
I'm going to a wedding next year, and because of John Pertwee, I'm going to go in one of those trikes.
The Dalek line as well that they give is just like, "We have invaded Earth again."
Oh yeah, actually, the Daleks, I didn't care for how they were written in this episode. Like, because in stories like Power of the Daleks and stuff, the chanting is there for a reason. Like, it builds up tension and it's like showing them scheming. But in this, it's just them chanting for no reason, and it doesn't even sound like they care. Like, there's a scene where they're just in the tunnel, and then they're just like, "He must be exterminated, exterminate, 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 exterminate," and they do it like 6 times for no reason. Just because Daleks are supposed to say.
No, don't you know, Harry? That's how they reload their guns.
Shut up. Bollocks.
I would not be surprised if someone tried retconning that in soon.
They did in The Witch's Familiar.
Fucking terrible, that.
Oh.
That also, can we mention how that that contradicts Dalek lore that Steven set up like a series before that?
Yeah.
With Into the Dalek, where it's like, no, the Dalek has a conscience, and then in that one it's like, no, actually, the casing translates whatever you're saying. It's like, hang on.
So it literally said that the Daleks could be nice, but then it would then.
Yeah.
I thought,
and then the series later, it was like, even if they're nice, it just makes them evil. It's like, no, this is.
I thought that's something
contradicted what you
Missy had
just said.
done to the shell, to like try and get the Doctor to kill Clara.
No, it was
think
like
she just
no.
left
This
it.
is how the show works. That's what that conversation was.
I'd prefer it to what you just said, but I don't think.
Fucking hate that 2-parter so much.
Colony Sarf is one of the worst characters in Doctor Who history.
Why? Give me one reason why he's in that story.
Literally nothing.
Snakes.
He looks stupid with his snake face, and he sounds stupid with the stupid voice they made him do, and he's just no, he shouldn't be there. He's just terrible. Colony Sarf.
Yeah.
Honestly, it just
Good job he's not in Day of the Daleks then.
Oh yeah, when I was when I was watching, he pissed me off so much.
I don't mind that. I quite like it. I just really dislike the scene with the Dalek casing.
Yeah, but Colony Sarf. No, I don't even mind the story that much. But Colony Sarf.
I like Witch's Familiar
Like-
2-parter
like the,
because we get classic
the-
Daleks and modern Daleks together, just mingling.
Missy Bobblehead on the screen.
The second part, your
Massive
screen's
Missy
not
head.
showing. Your screen's not showing.
We can't see your beautiful little face, then.
Oh. No, I was just talking about Missy's massive head coming out of the screen.
Oh yeah.
We can't see it. Though.
No, I mean it's not here. It's in the fucking episode.
Wait,
Oh.
do you mean you haven't got a giant bobblehead of Michelle Gomez?
Yeah, no, I don't have the.
Well, that's the only
episode
reason
to
we
hand.
brought you onto the podcast.
Right. Here she is, Michelle Gomez. Everyone.
Michelle Gomez. Oh, she's just off screen here.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's me, Michelle Gomez.
Oh, it's me, the master.
I really miss you.
To get us vaguely back on topic, this is probably something only I noticed, but I find it fun. Unit use Triumph motorbikes.
Now, what is that?
It is a British
It's a
brand of
motorbike.
motorbikes, and they
I'll
are very
kill you
good. They are a very good motorbike, and I am glad that Unit use them.
Do they vroom go fast?
Yes.
Apart from
Fuck yeah.
apart from the Brigadier, he did a deal with the Doctor. The Doctor went into the future and got him a Kawasaki Ninja from 2020. Everyone looks at it like, what is that?
Have you ever heard of the Unit controversy?
Is that a
Is it
controversy surrounding Unit, perhaps?
The 70s, 80s thing?
Yeah, it's that thing.
Yeah, they mention it in Day of the Doctor, don't they?
Yeah,
Hmm.
where they have different, like times and stuff. Yeah.
What is it? What is it?
It's like some like thing where in some stories it's like set in the 80s and some stories are set in the 70s, but they're obviously set in the same period. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's referenced
Way more
in
continuity.
Day of the Doctor and Sontaran Stratagem.
because Russell and Moffat are massive fanboys.
And it also goes, even in universe, we don't know.
Right. news.
Literally.
Oh, is that it? We're done with the episode?
I've got some trivia, but
You got some trivia.
Oh, trivia!
Trivia. Give us those viewing figures, Kevin.
How this podcast works because
so this is the first...
You've got about as good of an idea of the we do.
Yeah, we just try and remember what we did last time and do it again. This is the first third Doctor Dalek story, and is the first time in the TV show the Daleks had been shown in colour. Because they'd been in colour in the two Peter Cushing's movies, but...
also, the fewest amount of Dalek props used.
Yeah.
And also, the Dalek voice actors weren't regulars. Well, the original ones. It was like...
I know, you can tell.
I think their names were Oliver Gilbert and something Vernison or so. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure their names were Nicholas and Briggs.
You said how you didn't like the Daleks' writing in this. That could be because they weren't originally meant to appear in this story. The Dalek story was meant to be later on in the series.
Oh, yeah, it was meant to be the last story, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
I can see that actually. They could be pretty easily written out of this.
yeah, but they were written into this because the producers at the time thought, right, Series 7, we had the Doctor regenerating, and it was Pertwee's first one. Series 8, we had the Master, we need something big for Series 9, so they just took the Daleks. And even then, it almost didn't happen because they forgot to ask Terry Nation's permission.
Oh, bad mistake.
Yeah.
This was fixed.
Is there any other like Doctor Who monster where the copyright is so complicated like it is with Terry Nation's estate?
No.
No, I think the Cybermen are still owned by their original people in the estates, but they get on a lot better with the BBC.
That's why we see in every bloody series, yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, so they managed to get Terry Nation's permission because Barry Letts and Terrance Dicks took him out to dinner and also then commissioned him to write a Dalek story for the next series.
Huh.
Planet of the Daleks, in it. That's the one.
Yes.
And then Death to the Daleks. Was that written by Terry Nation?
I can't remember.
If it was, it's one of his worst.
Yeah.
Take that, Terry Nation, you dickhead.
John Pertwee convinced Barry Lett to have the trike chase scene in the last episode.
No, hang on. It's not a Terry Nation one because there isn't a jungle in it.
It's a very funny joke, Dan.
Thank
Topical
you, I
reference.
made it last episode.
Yeah, Pertwee convinced Barry Letts to have the trike chase scene in, and Pertwee records it as being one of the most dangerous stunts he did himself during filming of Doctor Who.
Even though he's running at about... He's going at about running pace.
Yeah.
Ogrons and Draconians were his favourite monsters in his time in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
But I know were in this. It's because their faces moved better and they weren't like just static masks.
He thought the actors could get into the portrayal more.
Oh, like the design of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. In terms of anything else, they're a little bit one note. They're just weird men with guns.
Yeah. Because the crew only had access to 3 Daleks, they are shot really weirdly throughout to try and give the appearance of more. But then the final battle scene was originally disliked when it first came out because it was very clear there were only 3 Daleks.
Yeah, it's terribly shot there. It's too open, like you can see everything. They should have just done close-ups for the whole thing so you didn't know how many there were.
The episodes had 9.8, 10.4, 9.1 and 9.1 views per million views per episode.
9.1 views.
That sounds like our podcast.
Yeah. And this is the earliest serial for which the original footage remains on the PAL 2 recording device.
Now, what does that mean?
I don't know. I just wrote it down.
You just read the words and thought, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
is what you're saying basically that it's because a lot of Pertwee stories were wiped as well.
Yeah.
So is it like the first one of his which survived in full original format? Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
This is the one with that survived in the original format. The rest are copies.
Yeah.
Um.
They still haven't found it. Well, the only one that's still not complete. There's still one that's sort of half missing of Pertwee's, which is Invasion of the Dinosaurs episode 1, because with the rest they could do color restoration or like color recovery or have manually colorized it, but they haven't actually bothered to manually colorize Invasion of the Dinosaurs 1 yet. So only half the chroma dots are available.
And this is the first Dalek appearance since 1967.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
And
came out.
That in itself is a missing episode.
Hang on, weren't the Daleks in the War Games?
No.
Yeah, not as like main villains. There's a brief appearance of a Dalek.
Okay.
But yes, on to your news, Mr. Dan, with the news
My
theme.
news. Time for the news. The news. Is Dan still with us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Not much. So, Harry, do you want to talk about that video sent about potentially some Evil of the Daleks animation having been leaked?
Yes. Well, Joshua Snares, amazing
Friend of the show.
YouTuber. Friend of
Nah.
an
Get
amazing
him on. I don't know who he is.
amazing YouTuber who's done a lot of like stuff about the missing episodes. And
Is the
things.
Australian guy, yeah.
He also does quite a few reconstructions of the episodes, but he did a short video recently on some videos posted by a guy. I can't remember the guy's name now, but they were posted about a month ago of 2 scenes from Evil of the Daleks, which were purported to be the storyboard, like initial and concept animation for the scenes, and they looked pretty like damn close to what you'd expect that to be. And also the guy has worked on the Sharda animation before who posted them, so they basically have to be like real.
So why did he upload them to YouTube?
Because he's a fool or something.
I think what I'm assuming is he was going to send them to someone. He thought he'd unlisted them.
Yeah,
That's what I'm assuming has happened.
I just hope he doesn't lose his job now. But he probably just thought that my theory was that it could have been that they had planned to announce it then, but then hadn't actually got announced it and pushed back the announcement, but hadn't told him, so he uploaded it or something.
So how long is it? Like,
Well,
what's the timeline on this sort of thing then?
The clips got taken down after they got posted, but this video about them by Josh Snares is still available to watch. And but yeah, the videos were posted about a month ago. So,
But like what's the timeline on like turning around one of the Doctor Who animations?
well, for some reason they put like tight deadlines on these things, even though they're probably missing for quite a long time, so there shouldn't really be a rush and we should get the best possible product. But I'd say those clips were saying that they were being made in 2020, so I presume that they're going to be announced pretty soon.
Okay, so sometime this year probably.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's already been leaked by like and stuff that Abominable Snowmen and Evil of the Daleks are supposed to be being released this year on animated form.
That's great. Fuck yeah.
Very exciting.
It's weird how they're going through and animating them, because you'd think they'd just go from earliest to latest.
It is a weird order, isn't it?
They just seem to be pulling them out a hat.
They're going by popularity of story, really, for what they can sell the most. because
But I've seen loads
well-
of people wanting Highlander recreated, and that's nowhere near.
Well, Highlanders is only it's basic. They have multiple factors. They have popularity. They have character, like amounts of characters that they'd have to animate, and amount of episodes per story. Highlanders has fewer episodes, but it's a historical, which also they haven't seemed to be doing many of, because to the American audience that they have to sell it to, they presume that the Americans would prefer a futuristic story than a historical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So,
seems
but-
weird that I see loads of people going, "Oh yeah, we want the Highlanders because it's Jamie's first story and he is one of the all-time favourite companions and everything." And it's
But
just
also,
like another
it's-
Dalek episode.
it's not really seen as that highly as a story. I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, but also, so I think there's only 4 Troughtons left to animate now, which is the Highlanders, the Underwater Menace, the Wheel in Space, and the Space Pirates.
Yeah.
After Abominable Snowmen and Evil of the Daleks, of course.
Yeah. And there's a lot of Hartnell missing now. So
Yeah.
Basic-
most of season 3 is gone.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's like 3/4 of Series 3.
Mhm.
Series 3, yeah. There's only 3 stories surviving from that season in full, which is the Ark, the Gunfighters, and the War Machines.
I only really like the War Machines, really. Gunfighters was fine.
Gunfighters is fun, except for although actually, to be fair, I've gotten used to the song now, but I remember how
The
much.
song that plays every like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it grated on me when I was little, but now
Gets on your tits at the last
Is
chance.
Gunfighters not the one that opens with the Doctor looking for a dentist?
yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's
his
the one.
T30.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any other news this week then, Dan?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Get off my segment. There's a trailer for Out of Time 2.
Yes. This is with the Cybermen.
Yeah. And did you know that actually Peter Davison is actually his father-in-law? Actually, I don't think you actually knew that. Not many people actually know that he's actually.
Also, happy birthday, David Tennant,
Yeah.
How is he 50?
friend
Well,
of the show.
you see, he was born 50
I
years
swear
ago.
to God, Cameron, I'll kill you.
Not if I do it fast.
Paul McGann is the same age as Peter Capaldi. Wait, have
What?
I already?
No, he isn't. I think you mean William Hartnell.
No, Paul McGann is the same age as Peter Capaldi.
No, he isn't.
He is.
That can't be true.
It is true.
That's not. No, I don't believe you. That can't be true.
I'm looking it up.
I know that Paul McGann is the same age as.
Paul McGann is 61.
No, he's not 61.
Yeah, he is.
Capaldi is 63.
Paul McGann is not 60.
Oh,
What
yeah,
the fuck?
But Paul McGann is 61.
No,
Yes.
that can't be true.
They're basically the same age.
How the fuck is Paul McGann 61?
Well, you see.
He looks so good for his age. Christopher Eccleston is younger than Paul McGann.
No way.
Christopher Eccleston is 57.
Dan, are you having an asthma attack?
He's just shocked by the news. In other news,
Holy shit, they're about the same. What the fuck?
yeah, I know. The Ice Warriors is getting a vinyl release.
Yes.
Shut the fuck
Shut
up.
the fuck
Shut
up.
the fuck up there.
But yeah, it looks very nice, and it's got another one of those sort of see-through vinyls. And also, Hallmark have done a little tree ornament, even though it's not Christmas, of Tom Baker and the TARDIS.
How lovely. I expect that to go up in price in December.
Can we kick Dan?
No.
Oh, he's muted himself.
He'll unmute himself when we give the next bit of news, though.
Yeah. Next review, it's the Out of Time 2. Out of Time 2.
Yeah.
So last time it was David Tennant and Tom Baker.
fighting the
And now
Daleks.
it's David Tennant, and actually, did you know he's actually? Well, did you know that actually?
No, I didn't.
I don't think a lot of people know that.
No. Shut the fuck up!
Jesus Christ!
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cybermen's. It's someone else probably.
Yeah.
World War II. It's Paris.
Colin Baker next.
Yeah, it's Colin Baker in the Weeping Angels, isn't it?
Yeah, on a planet
Yeah.
then where no one can see.
Oh,
That would be it. That sounds like an issue. I think.
Yeah.
I reckon they're going to come up with They're going to face a bit of trouble there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
trouble.
A bit of.
This is only like a 3-part
Oh.
series though, and it's 10 with 4, 5, and 6. But do you reckon at the end they're gonna go out of time 4 and 5 with 7 and 8? Because it's weird that they're leaving those two off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I'd like to see 10 with 7 and 8.
Has Sylvester ever done an episode with another Doctor?
It's
Yeah.
a real shame it's not canon. Yeah, Dimensions in Time.
Apart from
uh,
that,
one of the most recent Big Finish monthly ranges, beginning of the end, it's got
I no, like, has he done one
all of them in.
on screen?
No.
No.
Like the first 3, they were together. The first 5 have all done one with another Doctor.
He was
No.
in
Colin Baker
Dimensions
and
in
Patrick Troughton had a
Time,
story.
and then
No.
the 5-ish Doctors, if you want to count that.
No.
But yeah, he's done
Yeah, well,
a few
Craig-
Big Finish things with the others, but
No.
Christopher Eccleston's not been on screen. Paul McGann.
No. No.
Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, Sylvester McCoy's not really done
No.
anything on screen. Are you just going to keep saying no, Dan? Are you just in a disruptive mood today? Yeah, not really much. Any much more news? This comes out on the June of this year.
yeah, I've pre-ordered it,
Hey.
so I'll tell you when it arrives. I think I pre-ordered
got
a
a
digital
Gatus in
copy as well, because I have somewhere. Yeah, look at that bloody DVD drawer. I've got the digital copy of Out of Time 1, so I'm assuming I'll end up getting 2 and 3 in digital as well, in physical as well, not digital. Which I was surprised because I don't normally order the physical ones because they're more expensive.
Yeah, I just really see no need to get the. I don't really see these vinyls. I can understand.
Yeah.
I'd like to get some vinyls maybe, but I just like to listen to it walking around, and I'm not in the business to procure a Walkman.
Although, if you get the physical...
It's also Camille Kajuri's birthday today.
Who's that?
Jackie.
Jackie.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Yes, Jackie Weaver.
Yeah, if you get the physical release, you do also get the digital that you can listen to on the app, but just save yourself some money and just buy the digital one.
Yeah. Should we wrap up? Where can they get anyone get in contact with us if for some fucking reason they want to?
So, the Doctor and Joe are called to this old house where apparently a man has seen a ghost.
You
Now,
can,
you can get
contact
in
us.
touch with us, can't you? Shobocast@gmail.com.
Simply
at
have to be on email these days.
Twitter and I think the Instagram account's still there. I logged out a long time ago. I think Paul just uses it as like a shitpost account now.
Paul just uses it to promote his Twitter account,
His own, yeah.
his
own stuff.
Instagram, yeah.
And as we always say,
You simply
Dan?
have to be on email.
As we always say here on the Shobocast,
Fuck
How do
you
you
down.
how do you do?
what are we doing next week?
I don't
Link,
know.
isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't it?
Yes, Blink.
Okay.
And we might
There we
have
go.
Paul back then, or
Paul
we
said he
might
was gonna turn up
not.
for that.
Well, we probably
I think
will
Paul's
because
there.
it's the new series one. So
All right then.
So
Thank you for listening. Now,
Thank you.
bugger off.
to those 3 people listening.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's
Thank
give them a
God.
shout out, shall we? Thank you so much, Harry, Cameron, and Dan.
You think I listen to this bullshit?
Paul, I
It-
know Paul does. So there's at least one.
It's-
This episode has been sponsored by
Squarespace and
Oh.
NordVPN and
Yeah.
Blue Apron.
I don't know about you, Dan, but I am just sick and tired of queuing at the post office.
You can learn how to send your own mail at the Great Courses
Skillshare.
Plus. Oh, on that, yes. A Skillshare is a great website
Yeah,
for.
no, for real though. Check out our merch, link in the description.
And if you're Raid Shadow Legends, fuck off.
Oh no, I'm not in a good way. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.